Hey, welcome to Priscilla's Kitchen. If you're tuning in for the first time, please subscribe. Hey, my name is Priscilla Umeda, and hey, today I want to talk to you about fried rice. Saturday morning, deeper sleep. You know, I've had a long week, wanted to rest. The boys are awake earlier than normal. I have no idea why. And one is on one side of my ear saying, I want to eat fried rice, Mommy. Can you please make me fried rice? The other one said, Mom, I want some chicken and some fries. I'm like, what? On a Saturday morning, it's barely 7 a.m. They want that towards their lunch, but rather than maybe letting me sleep, they decided they want it now. Fried rice we go. There are three components of fried rice. One is a parboiled long grain rice or whatever desired rice. Then you have tons of vegetable if you're making a vegetable fried rice. But even more so, what you should be worried about is making sure that your flavor base, that your oil is very well infused with the right flavors, so that when you add your rice, that rice is only going to soak up all the perfumed oil and the veggies that you put in. Does it make sense? So you need rice, you need the right herbs or vegetables or whatever you might use for flavor. Then you need a cooking technique, which will be fried rice, as the name implies. You better make sure that it's fried rice, all right? That you're frying it. So it cannot be cooked on a low, medium heat. You got to go hard on it. So it needs to go in there and get out. But within that short amount of time, it needs to take up all the flavors you've already built. So be interested in building up the flavors than just dropping colors of different vegetables, if you know what I mean. Those are important, but build the base, because the goal is to fry it. You don't want it steamed, all right? So let's get cooking, right? And please, if you're tuning in for the first time, be sure to subscribe. This is also one way that I'm trying to let everybody who buy, those who have bought my spices, and to know what to use them for, right? So the two major ones I'm going to be using here will be my Priscilla's Tajin spice mix. Obviously, this is pure African gold in this jar here, all right? And I'm also using Priscilla's herb infused oil. If you don't have this, that's okay. But at the very minimum, you gotta get you this, all right? I'm also using Priscilla's house seasoning, all right? A combination of these three. I told you I want to make your cabinet space, you know, not clustered, right? But filled with very important, practical, usable ingredients, all right? Get your spices, y'all. In order to do a very good fried rice, you want obviously a pot that have wider base, heavy bottom if you will. If not, it's okay. But most important, you want obviously a wide base. All right, because if you jam a whole lot of rice into the same pot, it's not going to be frying anymore, right? It's going to steam, and that's not what you want. All right. So then you crank your heat. You want to bring that oil to a gentle heat, as I have done. So now I'm going to turn this video this way so you can see, all right? All right, y'all. So remember what I said, you need a pot that have a very wide surface, because you want all your rice to go in here and still cook in a less amount of time, all right? So the yield to this rice here, I'll be feeding about 7 to 8 people. So I have the right amount of oil. You don't want a lot of it, okay? So into that oil, I pre-measured remember Priscilla's Tajin. I'm going to let that drop. It does have a component. This is how I build my curry with more complex flavor, okay? I love to cook my curry in that oil and I don't like raw taste of curry. It needs to be developed, all right? So then I'm going to add some, this is a combination of thyme and rosemary, all right? I'm going to add some now, and I'll tell you why. I reinforce the same flavors when eventually I'm dropping my rice, or after I drop my rice, because I love good flavorful food. All right, do you see I brought it to a nice medium heat, and I shut off the heat in order for me to infuse this flavor with this oil with all my flavors. I don't want it to be cooking too fast. Otherwise, you know, you burn the vegetables, right? It's not going to develop the right flavor before then. So now I'm going to add my garlic. This is first is ginger, 1 tablespoon, and trust me, I'll be adding more. And I'm going to add obviously garlic. I love garlic a lot, so you can scale up or scale down. So see, There is no heat anymore, but the residual heat is going to allow this bloom and simply make my oil delicious. All right, can you see? So I'm going to allow this thing just go. Let it do its work for a good 1 minute. Leave it alone. Here's our rice that I've parboiled. So I took 2 cups of rice and I parboiled it. You want to cook it to al dente. You don't want it to be fully cooked, and that's because we love our rice in our home grainy. But if you're one of those that want it very, very, very soft, go for it. So that has infused somewhat. So now I'm going to introduce my carrots. Now some people like all colors of bell peppers. You can, hey, go for it. I leave a little bit of each item because again I reinforce them eventually at the end. So then I add what I have here is diced carrot, diced Vidalia onion. Obviously I'm in Georgia, so I'm going to add my green bell pepper, and then I'm going to add some of this. Look, I'm going after all fresh. My people, let me tell you, if I see you take a canned corn, a canned vegetable or green beans to throw into your fried rice, I don't want to say I'll whoop you, but please don't do that. No can, absolutely not. Green peas from a can, what is that? It's mushy and it's been in that liquid for God knows how long. Don't do it. Go for fresh. Okay, fresh is always the best, y'all. Fresh is always the best. All right, so then what I'm doing right now is basically infusing the same. So now I can turn back my heat, and I'm cranking it all the way up, okay, to bring this whole thing to nice hot pan. I have habanero. If you don't like habanero or you can't tolerate heat, go for cracked black pepper, but make sure it's freshly cracked, okay? Please. I'm going to add a little bit. My boys are eating. I just want the undernote of flavor, and you don't have to go all for it. So of course I'm going to add my Priscilla's house seasoning. I pre-measured things out because it will help me way much more to use. If you ever say you're making a vegetable fried rice, then I want to see tons of vegetable to the right ratio of your rice, right? It has to be the predominant thing there. If you're saying I'm making egg fried rice, please don't let too much vegetable go in there and then very little eggs. Anything you call the name of your food or star, the star of your ingredients should be what is tasted, what is seen. Taste this. It's slightly raw, but I'm trying to see if I have a developed flavor, right? Wow, are you kidding? Delicious. I get sweet, savory, sweetness from the vegetable. All right, crank this heat up. All right, listen, y'all, I need garlic. I'm a garlic woman and I gotta add more. And if you like garlic like me, just go for it, okay? Then you always want to stir. Don't drop your rice and then drop these vegetables. Drop this and then, and here we go. Right, so this is a vegetable fried rice. If you're making a chicken fried rice, I want to see chicken. If you're making a beef fried rice, I want to see beef. To the right ratio of rice, all right? You notice I have this on high heat. Look at my heat. On high heat. Ooh la la. A little bit of my kosher salt. Not a lot. Now, by making it this way, guess what? Vegetarian can eat this, right? Pescatarian can eat this. And then carnivores can eat this too. The only thing carnivores will do is go drop more chicken on it. Go drop chicken or whatever desired protein. So here's why. I already have my flavor developed. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. When I tried it, I'm gonna then reinforce with all these vegetables. I'll tell you why. Remember, they're not gonna finish it one time. They won't finish this one time. What that means is you're gonna have to reheat. So when you're reheating, you don't want to dead vegetables. And if you're one of those who cannot handle onions, by all means, saute it till it's softened if you want to. So you see that now? I want ginger and more of it. So at the end of the day, you don't want, see, I just added my herbs. You don't want nothing but greasy fried rice. Not good. See, by using a pan or pot that is that have a white surface, I'm able to move this, and I keep the character of my rice grainy, right? It's not complicated, yo. And whatever protein that will go with this, or even if they're enjoying it as is, it needs to have the right. You don't want any dry rice. Basically, doing this to level it. As a side, as is, or on your Christmas meal plan, you know what I mean? I wanted it to be predominantly vegetables that I will enjoy. But occasionally, you can use corn if that's what you have. But please stay away from canned. No canned food, no canned vegetables, none. Absolutely none. And guess what? I'm coming up with this. I'm going to fry this fried plantain. And it's going to go. So imagine if I'm feeding a vegetarian, right? You take a fried plantain and fry it. And boom. You are on your way to one heck of a tasty meal, right? So you see, you see that? You want to give it some time before you toss again, right? I'm going to do the same thing. You got to check whatever you cook. You got to check it. Check for flavor, check for seasoning. It doesn't make a thing. So in this case, you're getting your veggies, you're getting your carb, you're getting very flavorful food. Boom, you just cannot go wrong. And here's the thing. Some nights I come back from work, I can take some shrimps and just poach it. Poach it, not frying, right? Poach it. And simply just take, maybe take any of my, I can use my chili oil, or my garlic infused oil, or lime infused oil, whichever one. And simply drop a little bit of this, toss it together, and eat it with this. Can you see that? If you have not bought my oils, what are you doing? Get on my website and get them. I'm telling you. You see, I use this for, I obviously have a bigger size at home to, saute those vegetables as you've seen it. I have my chili oil. So if you buy, this is 4 ounce. If you buy this, you can buy you these little bottles and then drop half of it into them. This one here goes to work with me. Why? If I get into, and I added a little bit of vinegar in these ones that I portioned out, right? The whole reason is because when I go out to eat, it's always in my little purse or in my car. If I go out to eat and I don't like the flavor that is in it, a little jars of this or any of the oils brings my food to a very tasty level, and voila. Not only that, it does also regulate the amount of oil I use, over those heavy loaded carb dressing. All right. Okay, that's what I do. You make the best out of little, save you time and money. Now I shut off the heat, and then I toast one more. Ooh la 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 la. You see that? There you go. And let me tell you what I do. Once this happens, I'm gonna once I'm done with this video, I'm gonna turn it into a serving bowl, or completely take it off of heat, because if you leave it here, it's gonna continually cook and your vegetables will go mushy. Can you beat this? This is fried rice, y'all. Celebrating Priscilla's house seasoning, Priscilla's Tajin spice mix. Can you see that? And some fresh herbs to complement. There you go. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna test one more. When I'm posting this video, I'm gonna add that fried plantain, and I'm gonna show you the one that a vegetarian can eat and one that a carnivore can eat. All right. See you next time in Priscilla's Kitchen. You better get your spices and oils. Bye-bye, y'all.